All right, cool. So this video is really just going to the in-depth about all the changes in the design and some things you may have forgot to change. And so essentially going through things that are animated, going through in detail every page so that the design is done completely. All right, let's get started. All right, so this is the home page. I'm very proud of it. One of the few things to note is that this background should be live, and so it should look very much like this website, where sort of the bubbles are kind of moving around. And then when you click Learn More, just like in this website, it just scrolls down to show you, the problem. And so these bubbles are moving around kind of, all over here. They're active in this page as well, and then they kind of stop moving at this point. Other than that, everything should look exactly the same. The only other difference is that in the What We Do page, 1 should be help you fully use your network. So just change this from a number 2 to a number 1, and change this from a number 1 to a number 2, and copy the English exactly. There were a lot of mistakes in the old page, but this English should be exactly the same as it is now and correct. Also, obviously, don't implement these images. I'll send you images of all of our members and just add these in these circle areas instead, and get rid of this footer thing. Cool. Next page. This one looks pretty similar to the way it is now. The only thing that's sort of strange is that there's this weird outline here. I don't know why this outline exists, but please get rid of that. Also, these little circles are also supposed to be live and moving around. I don't know why they're so pixelated, so they should definitely be a lot higher quality, and if we need to create a higher quality image, we'll do that. Great. Oh, and also you want to add this agree to NetScale's terms and conditions that links to a page with the terms and conditions on it. Cool. This page, we also made some changes. One is this thing here that says, note, import will take a few minutes. Please do not close or refresh the page. Yeah, so just put that in there. And then why import your email will link to a page that we'll send you later. Click import email, import your email. This is also pretty similar, just background design change. Yeah, so now you have this here that says 127 different domain companies. So essentially all we're doing is changing this title and then also adding this text. So wow, we found however many company domains there are. You're off to a great start. Any domains you do not want to share with others, or you really do not have contacts in, you can remove here. And then changing the text on the bottom to a note, selected domains will be removed. Great. This also should look pretty similar, except the name is changed to invite friends. And I'll also note that there's this header here for almost every page in this little paragraph. Now they've imported your email, comma, we have gotten a great sense of your contacts. We even found email addresses related to accounts on NetScale. Add these friends and invite others who do not have an account, and multiply the size of your network. 1, add friends already on NetScale. 2, invite friends to join NetScale. And, yep. Alright, now this is the page with the biggest changes, so really make sure you pay attention to this. So first off, clicking this button takes you to Build My Network, which is a page that I'll show later on. But the biggest difference is that instead of having a little drop-down button here that helps you change your industry, this change is now on the left. And once you click industry, it shows you all the industries that you have a company in. And as you search them, this list shrinks to show you whichever ones still fit the search. So if you search AGRI, then only agricultural will remain here. Then you can click it, and it will apply the filter. And also, all of these things are organized by priority, but anyone with a priority number or connection strength greater than 1,000 or very high has this little high priority symbol on it. And also, don't worry about implementing these changes, like adding these little person icons. You can just keep the content of the card the same as it is now. So do make the changes, like have Google and at google.gmail.com, but you don't need to have these things over here. And then also, I think from our research, we've seen that city and company size are other types of filters that you can be applied. And so also apply those. And those should look exactly the same as this. So they just sort of, when you click on it, it loops down to all those cities that we have from the companies. And then you can just kind of search and filter it down. And same with company size, the different buckets that the API provides. And clicking priority just goes back to the original where everything's organized by priority. Also, you can sort them from personal, which are the companies that are just in your email, and secondary, the companies that you got from adding friends. Cool. Groups looks very similar. The only thing is these things now have this little settings icon. Yeah, a lot of these look similar. In pending, instead of accept and deny, it just has a check mark and an X mark. Cool. So you can click settings. You can see this. You see group name, add admins, add members. The only big difference here is that there's a little changing color screen with the orange. There's also this add a delete group button and changing of these buttons, the placement of these buttons. And then the text here is, add admins and then example. The rest should be pretty straightforward. This is similar except it's orange now. And yeah, requests sent, which are essentially when you have edit and you add members, then the people that are still pending show up here. There is no pending button. They just kind of show up here because once they are members, they go to all members. So once they accept, they go to all members, and these are just, inherently the ones that are pending. And then requests received, which again looks similar. These are people that have requested access to join Netscale from searching groups and then finding this one. And instead of accept and deny, again, they're the check marks is and the X's. Cool. All right. Dashboard looks pretty similar. As you noticed, these heights are now aligned. That's really important. I think it really enhances the aesthetic. And these things are more evenly spaced out in order to accommodate for that change. And even if there was no biography or email, it would just say biography and then none. But this height should be the same. This should not be a different height than this. Cool. Yeah. Next thing, search. So when you search something, it kind of extends forward. So when you search, let me go back to that page so it's clear. This line should casually come out like this. So you should be able to search something. And then when you click search, it goes to this page. And then this page, again, is pretty similar. It's just a little change in aesthetic. And this page is this link is really interesting. So essentially what we're trying to do is we're trying to connect a blog content with the new design. And so essentially this little info, when you click this I button, it links to this blog page that I've created, which essentially goes to a relevant blog about what to ask an inside contact. One last important thing to note is that instead of having the current design with first of all, these should all be black, but I'm sure we're still working on those changes. But instead of this, we're thinking about having something that looks more like this, and this button is the dashboard, and this one is the drop down. So this one gets the drop down, and this one actually clicks on the dashboard. Cool. Yeah, so that's actually a lot of the basic things that might be different than how intuitively they seem. I didn't really go over the friends page, but I think that is pretty well done. The only thing is that the iteration is done right now. Yeah, I guess this looks fine. The only thing is that I would say again, let's try to make sure that there isn't all this random empty space over here, and that the heights are the same. Cool. Thanks.